Hey, welcome if you're joining. And let's see. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hold on one second. Just trying to get everything set up right for us. Oh, there we go. Now I can see you, Laura. Jen was having problems getting on, so I'm just gonna see if she can get on now. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining. And just hold on one second. We're just trying to get all set up quick.
Hopefully Jen can.
I wonder if Jen, oh yeah, she's on.
Oh.
Am I on?
Yeah, except for I can't see her video.
Okay, that was weird.
There she is.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. And if you want to turn on your videos and you want to join in and like say hi, you can. I think. Did you guys have to turn on your videos or?
Yeah, I had to click start video in the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
So, like, to start my video, I had to manually select that.
Okay. So if anyone's on, if you want to get on video and say hi and like join in, you definitely can. If you want to just stay hidden, it's okay too. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And so Jen, Laura, and I are all avid lovers of essential oils and are really excited to share this information with you guys. And we're going to be talking about how to use them for emotional purposes. And you can use essential oils for so many different things. Like, I think we're all obsessed with them, so we're excited to share this with you. But we're specifically going to be talking about how to use them with emotions and how to help you shift negative emotional patterns so that you aren't stuck in these things and you can move forward, because emotions are such a huge part of our lives. And so we're really excited to share this with you guys. And we're just going to go ahead. We're going to introduce ourselves so you can know a little bit about who we are and where we're coming from to share this information with you. And then go ahead and get started with sharing tonight's topic. And we're each going to share a little bit about how we use the oils and some of our favorites. And at the end, we have some time for questions, and we'll also be giving away a free oil. So to someone who is live. So I think what we'll do is have you maybe type your name in the chat, just everyone that was on, your first and last name, if you can find the little chat at the bottom. If you want to type your name first and last, then we'll have a list of everyone that was on, and we'll pick someone and send you a free oil. So to get started, I'm Kristen Harchis. I'm a transformational coach and business coach. I work mostly with health coaches and other wellness entrepreneurs who are starting businesses. And I've been using doTERRA essential oils for probably like 3 years. And I love them, and I use them all the time. I pretty much have them running all day. Next to me, I can show you in my little diffuser, like they smell awesome. And so I use them personally a lot, but I also use them and recommend them to my clients because they're so powerful for helping shift emotions, and just such a cool tool to really help you do this. So I'm going to go ahead and let Jen and Laura introduce themselves so you can hear a little bit about them too. So if you want to go ahead, where was going? Laura.
Hi, I will. So hi everyone, I'm Laura Smilsky, and I am a love coach. I help single women who are struggling with anxiety in dating and relationships. So I help you work through the emotional part of that and find and keep true love. And I have been using essential oils for a few years. I just was introduced to doTERRA through Kristen, and I didn't really care in the past about the quality of my oils. I just thought they were all the same. And then I got oils and I was like, okay, there's a big difference, especially because I use oils for skincare, and I'm going to explain that a little bit later on. But yeah, there's a big difference in the quality, so I love them even more now. So
awesome. Thanks, Laura.
mm-hmm.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Amabile, and I am a single woman's life coach as well, and I help single women create their own inner happiness. And I've been using oils for several years now. In the beginning, it was kind of just like they were introduced to me, and I really saw the benefits on a physical level, but it wasn't until very recently that I started to use them for emotional purposes, and they have changed my life in so many different ways. So I'm really excited tonight to talk about how they can help you with emotional patterns and how they can shift and help you heal from them. So before I get into that, I want to just talk about like what are essential oils anyway. If you're not familiar with them, essential oils actually come from plants and herbs. And if you, for instance, look at a mint leaf under a microscope, you can actually see the little oil sacs where the essential oil lives. And the essential oils are actually the plant's immune system, and it repels insects, bacteria, viruses, and it also helps to attract whatever insects they need to reproduce. So butterflies, bees, any kind of insect that will pollinate. So the oils are distilled, and this is what they look like in a little bottle. So all of the goodness that is for the plant, we can use them and have their benefits. So the more you use the oils, the more your body will always choose what is most helpful for in the moment. So the more you use them, the more they build upon the benefits. One drop, one drop of the oil, so very tiny drop, contains 40 million trillion molecules. So that it gives you any indication on how powerful they are. And some of the oils are actually 40 to 60 times more potent than the actual plant or herb. So they're highly, highly therapeutic. They're highly healing. So you only really need like one drop per use because they are so potent. And for us, they actually do the same thing they do for the plant. They assist in the body in fighting viruses, and they purify our system, our lymph systems, our organs, glands, and they also help to raise the body's vibration, which I'll talk about a little bit. And first, I want to share with you a story that illustrates how the oils can assist with healing and shifting emotions. This is a really powerful story, so bear with me. But this little girl named Callie, when she was 2 years old, got severely burned when she, I think she got a pot of boiling food poured on her by accident and burned a lot of her body at 2 years old. And she was in the hospital, obviously, and put on all kinds of pain medication to, assist with the terrible burns that happened on her body. And her mother tells this story very passionately, and she says at some point she can actually see her daughter checking out emotionally because, it's her body's defense mechanism in dealing with the intense pain, and plus be on all those medications. And, she healed from the incident, and but her mother noticed something very interesting, that as she grew older, when she would get hurt, if she got cut or bruised, she would show absolutely no emotion. And it was really concerning because like she would get cut, she would find all of these injuries on her, but she would never complain. So the mother was really concerned. And it was right around that time she was introduced to essential oils. Also around that time, Callie had no memory of what happened to her when she was 2, but she would get triggered by certain words like fire or burn, but she didn't know what the memory was. She just knew something happened to her, but she would get very triggered. So the mother got into essential oils, but really for the physical properties, like she wanted to put the oils on her scars. She looked into vetiver. Vetiver is an oil that's really good for the skin and can heal scars. So little did she know that by applying the oils, she would really start to heal Callie emotionally. And what happened was really interesting. She started to use the oils, and every single day she would apply them. And it was almost like, well, it was like she was going through this healing crisis where like all of these emotions would start to come up. And she would, any little bump or bruise, she would just really start to cry, just really exaggerated emotions for what was going on with her. And the mother realized that she was going through what she called a healing crisis. So the oils were actually bringing up all of the stuck emotions that Callie had suppressed during that time and brought them to the surface so they could be healed. And she kept applying the oils, even though it was so heart-wrenching to watch and witness her go through all of this. But she knew that this was essential in having her heal the emotions that were stuck in her body. Because emotions really live in our cells, and they really just, if we don't process them in a healthy way, they get stuck there. So this is what happened to Callie, and as she was using the oils were healing her physically, but also making room to heal her emotionally. So it actually took her 1 month for this process to happen, and ironically enough, 1 month is how much time she spent in the hospital when she was 2. So she was also able to shift her perception on what happened. So what had triggered her in the past, like the words fear and words fire and burn, when they triggered fear in her, now she was able to look at it from an objective point of view. And it was kind of like, okay, this happened to me, but now I'm confident. Now I can move forward. So it's really interesting to really see like how she transformed. And by this time she was 7 years old. So the oils were really important in that transition and shifting those emotions. And for something so severe like that, being burned at 2, you can see how powerful they are. So the oils actually, like I said, they start the healing process on a physical level. And once your body is in that space that's able to be healed physically, then it's in a space to be able to be healed emotionally. After the emotional release that happens, then you can start to release limiting beliefs. The oils can help you with spiritual awareness and connection, and finally your life purpose. So there's 5 stages in which the oils can heal you, but we're focusing right now on the emotion part. So what's the deal with emotions and essential oils? Like, what's the connection? So one of the connections is when you use the essential oils, one of the ways you can use it is by inhaling them. I also have a diffuser going on in the background. I don't know if you can see it. But once you smell them, the olfactory system, which is your sense of smell, is directly connected to your limbic system in your brain, which is where all of your emotions are housed. So everybody probably knows this example. If you have a smell like the smell of chocolate chip cookies or a perfume or something, and it triggers a memory for you, it also triggers that emotion. That's exactly what it is. It's the connection between your smell system and that part of your brain. So your essential oils, when you're smelling them, they can also trigger emotions that are going to be more positive for you, and just depending on the oil that you're using. So that is why essential oils can help with emotions as well. It's directly connected to that part of the brain. Like I said, one drop is 40 million trillion molecules, so you can see how powerful they are. Let's see. So if you are not processing emotions in a healthy way, I mentioned before that they get stuck in the body, and it creates a memory. So when you encounter the same situation, you will react in the same way as you did originally when the event happened. So if something happens and your body reacts in a certain way, then it creates a memory. And once that happens, if the same thing keeps happening or something similar, your body is going to continue to react in the same manner. And that's how the emotions get stuck. So while you're processing them, you need to get them out. You need to bring them to the surface and get them healed. But there is the tendency for us to, numb them. We numb them with food, with addictions, with alcohol, drugs, painkillers, you name it. But it's really important in order to shift them completely, it's important to release them. Because once you release them, then you are making room for healing to happen and for new emotional patterns to be created, which are more positive, which will be more supportive in your life. And I always say that your inner world creates your outer world, right? So whatever you're thinking, feeling, constantly will attract more of the same. So if you find yourself stuck in these emotional patterns of fear, anger, resentment, worry, anxiety, you're constantly going to be bringing in and attracting situations that are going to be causing the same type of emotional patterns. So as painful as it could seem, and as it is, and as much as we want to avoid it, it's really important to heal those emotional patterns and bring them to the surface and feel them, because we're here, that we're human. That's what we're meant to do. We're meant to feel these emotions in a healthy way. Just gonna stop and see if anybody has any questions. Okay.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the little chat box too.
Yeah. So a few things that the oils actually do for you is they foster healing and give the body space to allow you to take a step back and work through the emotions, so it doesn't stay stuck in your cells and in your memories. And it also helps you in the moment to process through things from past events, past things that have happened to you, and generational patterns as well. So it helps for you to feel the emotion, to release it out, and also to prevent any physical symptoms that may result from keeping those emotions stuck. So the emotions don't just stay stuck in your cells, they can eventually manifest into physical symptoms. So that's why it's also another important reason to get them out and to release them. They can manifest in the form of, any kind of muscle pain, back pain, disease, cancer, any kind of disease in the body usually manifests from stuck emotion. So what the oils don't do, because we don't want you to think that you can start using these and then everything's going to magically disappear. They are just a tool to support and assist you in doing the release work that needs to happen. So they don't do the work for us. It's just a vehicle for that to start to happen. And they're so much fun to use too. They smell great. You can use them in a variety of different ways. So, and it kind of just happens naturally on its own the more you use them. So it's not like, I have to use this now because I want to release my sadness. You kind of just use them in everyday life. And I'll show you in a minute on 3 different ways that you can use them. But you just start to use them in everyday life. And like, you'll notice certain emotions start to come up and you're like, where the heck did that come from? But it's really the work of the oils. So there's 3 ways that you can use the oils. You can use them topically. So I just take them and you could put them on your wrists. I usually put them on the chakra areas on the body, because those are really, you always want your chakras to be balanced, and the oils are really good at that too. So you could put them, if you're not familiar with the chakra system, just look it up. There's tons of information on it. You can put them there. You can put them on the soles of your feet. Your soles of your feet are really good at absorbing anything that the body needs. So I don't know, I can't remember where I heard this, but if you, this is kind of gross, but if you put garlic on your feet, I think within like 2 or 3 minutes, you can taste it. So your feet are powerful vehicles for absorbing anything that your body can need. The second way is, I mentioned before, is smell. So, we have diffusers that we can use, and it pumps the molecules into the air. You can just like simply unscrew the cap and smell. I do that all the time. I'm always smelling my oils. And that definitely is like a mood booster, like instant mood booster, like as it goes directly into the brain. And you can also ingest some of them. So I actually am drinking some water with wild orange in it. You can ingest all of the oils that we have, but most of them, like peppermint and lavender, lemon, you can put in your water too. So that's a really good way to get them into the body. Is there any questions so far?
Sheila was asking about how much you put in the diffuser. So, and I don't know if you want to go ahead and answer that, Jen, or I can too.
Oh, I saw you said 3. Yeah, I put like 3 to 5 drops, depending on how strong the oil is. You don't need a lot, to be honest.
Yeah. So oils can last you for a long time, unless you use them a lot, like you do.
Yeah, I mean, I go through a lot because I'm always using them. I'm always, diffusing them. Or I even, I made brownies one time and I put peppermint in them. So they were chocolate mint brownies. They were fantastic. So you could cook with them too. There's like endless uses. Why can't I say that word?
Uses.
Uses for them. So they're really fantastic. Kristen, did I forget anything? Is there anything you want to add?
No, I think that's great little intro. So if you covered everything you want, I can go ahead and jump into the next part. Yeah?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I can how do I get myself to go as the speaker?
I think if you just talk, it'll be, because you're...
Okay. It's not switching over to the... Oh, there we go. Okay. Oops. Well, we'll see if we can get this to work. Maybe if you mute yourself, Jen, for a second. Well, I'll just go ahead and start, but see if I can get it to switch over. Are you guys getting weird feedback? No?
I did for a second, but it's fine now.
Okay. I'm hearing like monster sound. No.
You sound clearer to me.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and ignore it then. So I just wanted to talk about 2 oils that I love and that I use, and I think that you guys would love too, and just share a little bit about those. So to give you a little bit of a history of my own personal history, is I struggled for quite a few years with an eating disorder, and I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. So I struggled quite a few years with an eating disorder and just really struggling with food and body image. And this was a huge part of my life for over a decade. And so I use the oils to help with some of those things, as far as just feeling confident in my body, helping with, kind of the emotions that go with that whole process. And a lot of what Jen was talking about, as far as emotions being kind of like buried, that's a big part of when we get involved in like emotional eating, kind of those habits that go along with that. So, I mean, a big part of that is anytime we're doing, emotional eating, which I did like a lot of binge eating and stuff too. It's, you're covering up emotions, or you're using it to numb emotions. So those emotions get stuck in our body, and they keep reoccurring and causing these patterns to happen. And this ran my life for years and years and years. And so any tools that you can use to really help with this, which there's a lot, like oils are awesome for this. Of course, the things that you can do to support yourself emotionally and work through these patterns are awesome too. But there's an oil that is especially good for body image stuff. It's called the oil of honoring the body. And it's actually grapefruit oil. And I use this oil all the time. I use it in my diffuser. I also love it in water, drinking it, or putting it on. I like to put oils on my pulse points. So kind of like if you would put perfume. But I really love it there because it's easy to smell. But what grapefruit helps with is really honoring and appreciating our body and listening to it. And so that was a huge thing in my journey, was learning how to actually listen to my body and respect it, and to do what was best for me, as opposed to kind of being mindless and numbing myself and numbing my emotions. Instead, to like listen to my body, eat when I was actually hungry, eat the things that made me feel good, move my body in ways that felt good. So really going into like honoring and respecting our body, which is this amazing vehicle that we're here to live our life in. And so, something that's really close to my heart and that I'm really passionate about is, body image and our relationship with food. And so, grapefruit oils is an awesome tool for that, and just for helping reestablish that connection with our bodies and with listening to what it's telling us. And then the one other oil that I want to talk about too, which is also related to this, I believe, is spearmint, which is the oil of confident speech. And this has a lot to do with the whole, I feel like, my battle with body image as well, and just being confident in who I was and speaking my truth and being myself. And I think it was all really related. And so spearmint is an awesome oil for this. Also really good for putting in your water, and it tastes awesome. And in the diffuser too. I actually like to put grapefruit and spearmint together in the diffuser, and I think they smell really, really good. So spearmint is really good for helping with public speaking. So you better believe I have it in my diffuser right now. But good for helping you like speak your truth. And if you're like me, or really like who I was, who was really kind of like quiet and afraid to speak up a lot of times, especially in social situations, I was always kind of like shy and like, oh my gosh, I'm going to say the right thing. For a long time, that has really changed for me. And no, it wasn't just like the oil magically changed all that, but they're a great tool for helping shift some of that so that you feel confident in who you are and speaking your truth and really stepping into your power to be, your true self and be that person. So those are two of my favorite oils, two that I use all the time. But they're really great and great for, us to use personally. I also work with a lot of health coaches, so really good to share with other people. If you work with other people, as far as helping them use them in their life to help shift some of these patterns as well. Because I think as women, all of us kind of know the struggle that goes on with food and our body. And like, I used to think I was the only one, but I know it's so common. So it's an awesome tool to have. So, so if Laura, you want to go ahead, that's what I had to share with you ladies. So, or was it Jen that was going next? Are you unmuted?
Laura, do you want to go?
Yeah, Laura.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura,
Well,
you're kind of
thank you.
cutting out a little bit.
Okay, so, yeah, my internet connection just kind of, let me know once it gets better.
You're okay now.
Is it okay? Is it okay now? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep talking, so hopefully it doesn't cut out again. So Kristen was just talking about body issues and confidence issues, and now I'm going to switch gears a bit, and I'm going to share my experience that I had personally and still do deal with, which is anxiety. So I dealt with anxiety for a long time. It started in my early 20s, and it has continued with me up until my mid-30s. And I was on medication in the past for it and things like that. And eventually I got into holistic ways to manage and treat it. And I think we've mentioned that these oils don't just cure everything for you. But what I found is that whatever I want to
Laura, you're cutting out a little
work on,
bit. We're losing Laura a little bit.
Even moment within my
Hey, Laura, you're cutting out quite a bit.
Is what the oil can support. So if I have a day where I really, okay, hold on. Maybe when I was on my phone. Okay, maybe if Jen wants to go, I'll relog on through my phone.
Yeah, because you're cutting out quite a bit, like to the point where we can't really understand you.
Okay, so Jen, if you want to go ahead with your bit, I'm gonna leave the meeting on my computer and then come back on through my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, thanks, Jen.
Okay. Okay, so the two oils that I use and I absolutely love are, like I said before, wild orange and lemon. And for years, I have struggled with depression. And like I said before in the beginning, it wasn't until recently that I started using these two for emotional purposes, my depression, and just lifting that feeling of dread and the feeling of despair and just kind of unmotivated feeling where you just like don't want to do anything and you just don't feel like anything's worth anything. The lemon oil is the oil of focus, and it brings feelings of joy and restores the soul with energy, alertness, mental clarity. It restores self-confidence, and it also assists in releasing feelings of despair, hopelessness, and helps you to just really focus on one thing at a time. Because when you're depressed, you kind of like everything overwhelms you and you kind of feel like the world's ending. So this really supports you in just getting to that place of like, okay, I'm just going to focus. I'm just going to, be in the present moment instead of worrying about everything else. And like I said, I've used this on so many different ways. I put it in my water. When I wake up in the morning, I open the bottle and I just start smelling it because it actually smells so good. And it just instantly lifts my mood. It's really great if you're just kind of like, you're in a melancholy mood and you're like, I don't even know what's going on. You just take this and smell it. Put some on your wrists, and it just instantly is a mood booster. The Wild orange is another really great one for similar purposes. This one connects, it's the oil of abundance. So if you have any limiting beliefs on like lack, fear of not enough, wild orange is really great in creating the opposite, like getting rid of those fears of not enough, getting rid of fears of lack. It helps to connect with your inner child, and it brings about more joy and playfulness. It creates a positive mood and restores physical energy as well. Like I said, it helps with scarcity mindset and how they can manifest. Like scarcity mindset will manifest as nervousness, and like I said before, fear of not being enough or there not being enough. So oil of abundance, wild orange, really great. I had an experience a couple of weeks ago where I put a blend on it, and it had wild orange in it, and I just rubbed it on my chest, went about my day, and all of a sudden I was like overcome by emotion, and it kind of connected me with something that I knew I had to do. It was kind of like on a soul level, if that sounds too woo-woo for anybody, but that's the best way I could describe it. It was like it brought real clarity to something that I knew I had to do in my personal life. And it just like came out of nowhere. And I really feel like it was the oil, because with that came such an emotion of peace that wasn't there before. And I kind of had to take a step back and say, what the heck was that? It just came out of nowhere, but I swear it was the oil. Because I always put the oils around my heart space, because they really help to open up that chakra and to allow some healing to happen. Everybody has a broken heart somewhere, so the oils really help to bring all of that stuff to the surface. So those are my my go-to oils that I love and use.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Laura, do you want to give this another try?
Yeah, my view is a little bit, I'll hold my phone up so I'm not quite so like.
You sound much better.
Yeah, my computer's so old.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So I'll start over and just say, where I was talking about using oils for anxiety management, because anxiety was something that I struggled with for a really long time. And I decided that I didn't want to be on medication anymore. So I started looking into more holistic ways of managing it. And like I said, the oils don't do that. And like we've mentioned, like they don't do the work for us. But they can aid in whatever it is that we're deciding to work on. So sometimes during the day, I'll have multiple things that I want to become aware of or work on. And there's an oil that will support that. But the two oils that I'm going to talk about briefly right now are lavender oil. And I think most of you are probably familiar with lavender oil. And I saw a comment, somebody was asking about the brand, like different brands. So we're talking about doTERRA, just so that everybody knows what brand we're talking about. But lavender is known for its calming effects. The lavender plant has multiple calming effects. But I actually started using lavender oil to wash my face. So in the mornings, I had really bad cystic acne, and I started using lavender oil in water in my sink to wash my face a few years ago. And I just kind of started noticing how much better my mornings were. Like it was part of a morning routine, but it really helped because in the mornings I also stretch and I do some meditation as well. So adding this lavender oil to my face routine in the morning, not only did it help calm my skin used to be really red. So because of the calming properties of lavender, it started taking the redness out of my skin. But then I also had this wonderful scent left over on my face for my stretching and my yoga in the mornings. So when I was working on really dealing with the frustration and anger of anxiety, because for a long time I just wanted to get rid of it. But I found that being able to bring some, I guess, good things to my morning when I was really working and focusing on healing my anxiety. The lavender was something that was really nice to be able to have. And it can be used a number of ways, like Jen was saying. So it can be used in your bath before you go to bed. It can be used with some coconut oil as a massage oil. It can be used, you can add it to Epsom salt and then make your own bath solution if you want. And it helps for sleep too. So you can put some lavender on your pillow before you go to bed, because a lot of times, if I know sleep for me was a big thing with anxiety, and I would wake up multiple times during the night, and using lavender and other oils has really helped stabilize my sleep so that I get a better night's sleep. Because if I'm tired, my anxiety increases. And so sleep for me is really important. So lavender's got a really nice calming effect. And it can also be added, I just had a little note. I found if you add it to tea, like to Earl Grey tea, it tastes really, really good. And then you're getting the calming benefits and you're ingesting it, which also helps. So the other oil that I'm going to talk about is called Balance. And again, it's to help with stress and anxiety. This oil, it's made up of plants with calming properties like spruce and chamomile. So I don't know much about spruce, but I know that chamomile tea is always prescribed to people when they're stressed out or anxious, because that plant is very well known for its calming properties. And so this blend, again, I use it for when I'm using my other tools to manage anxiety, such as meditating and yoga. So if I've had a really kind of hectic day, sometimes I find lavender will make me sleepy more. But if I still have things to do, like if I come home and I have more things to work on, or I need to cook dinner, but I'm feeling really frazzled, the Balance helps me feel a lot more grounded. So I'll use the lavender more towards bedtime to really calm my nervous system. But if I'm just noticing I'm feeling anxious, but even in the morning sometimes when I have a big day ahead of me, I'll use Balance to help calm my nervous system, calm me down, clear my head, so that I can do what I need to do for the rest of the day, without sort of feeling sleepy or like I want to go to bed, which is kind of what lavender does. So both of them are really good for sending a message to the nervous system like, hey, it's okay to take some deep breaths and calm down. And I found oils to be really, really useful for that. Even if I'm just in the kitchen running around, I'll be like, okay, I'm feeling frazzled, so let's put the Balance in the diffuser. And then it's almost like a mind reset. It's like, okay, I clear my head. Even the act of putting the oil in the diffuser kind of sends a message to myself, like, I'm taking this 2 seconds to pick a blend that I need. Most of the time is to calm down, and put it in my diffuser, move my diffuser close to me. And it's an act of self-care. And a lot of times those acts of self-care are what we need for anxiety management as well. We just need a second to stop and go, okay, where am I? Like mentally and emotionally, I am right here, and I'm taking a second to put the oil in the diffuser, and then I'm going to carry on. But I even find there's just something calming in that. So I've been really enjoying using these oils to help me with my anxiety management routines.
Awesome.
That's awesome, Laura. Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Balance is actually also dubbed Liquid Xanax.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I remember reading that somewhere.
Nice.
So and I like how you said it's about the ritual too.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever your intention is, if you are struggling with something and you create a ritual around it, and it doesn't have to be oil. It could be whatever it is, but the oils help when you are like intentionally doing something to help with that one specific thing. That helps so much. Because it's like your body,
it just shifts my focus.
And your body, you're taking care of yourself. It's like an act of self-care, and your soul responds to that really well.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
And intention and attention. So what we put our attention on, grows or changes. So that's powerful. Definitely.
Totally.
Was there anything else you want to add, Jen
Thanks.
or Laura?
No.
No.
That's it.
Okay, awesome. So Sheila had asked about, as far as are the oils processed differently by various companies? And this is actually a really good question. And so we're talking about doTERRA. It's who we personally use and we like. They are processed differently depending on where you get them. So if you get them, if you just go to like a health food store or somewhere and get them, or order them online from like Amazon or something, you don't really know what quality you're getting, and they do process them differently depending on where you get them. So doTERRA is very, very good as far as how they're processing them and making sure that they're very pure. They all the oils are grown in their natural habitats, so they actually go to those countries where the oils are where the plants are naturally grown, and they support farmers locally there, which is really, really awesome. It's a huge project that doTERRA does as far as supporting these farmers. And it also means that the oils have the very best nutrients to them, and because they're grown in their natural habitats where they, really get where they do the very best. So that gives us, the benefit of having oils that are the strongest that they can be. And the other thing you'll notice, Laura had mentioned this too, but and my mom had this as well, that they had bought oils from other companies. And what happens is when they put them in their diffuser, the diffuser gets all sticky and gross, kind of with whatever byproduct it is, that I don't really know what it is in the oil. But with doTERRA, you never get that. Like I never have anything like that. And I use them internally. I use them on my skin. I've never had any issues. And I'm very, very, very particular about where my things come from and the quality of them, because I have a background in functional medicine where I was using supplements, and I am like a label Nazi as far as like reading what's in everything and the quality. And so that's something that like I'm very particular about, and doTERRA is really, really good as far as the quality of their product. So if you have any other questions about that, let me know. But for any of you who are interested in trying out doTERRA and you're like, yes, like I want some oils, I want to try these out, we would be happy to tell you how you can do that and help you even figure out like what oils are the best fit for you. Setting up a little session to personally go through it and say, okay, like what things do you want help or support around, and how can we make sure that you get the best oils for you? Because we all think they're an awesome tool, and truly like we're really passionate about sharing them. And the thing with doTERRA is that you get all the oils at wholesale price. So you get them 25% off what they would be natural or usually if you just bought them, regularly. So when you sign up with doTERRA, you get that, and you can order them whenever you want. There's really no like obligation as far as ordering them a certain amount or, anything as far as that goes too. So just really a cool tool. Great for you, great for your family. If you're a coach and you work with clients, like an awesome tool to share with your clients. But what you can do is if you're interested in trying out the oils, get in contact with whoever invited you to the webinar, whether it was Jen, Laura, and I. Just send us an email. You can reply to one of the emails that we sent you about when the webinar was, or we'll send out a replay of this too, so you can reply to that. And just let us know, and we'll set up a time to walk you through the process if you want to try out some of the oils. It's really low key, like, you know, we're happy to help you. Truly, we just want to share them because we think they're really an awesome tool. And the other thing is, if I said this in the beginning, but if you missed it, we're going to be giving away a free oil to someone who is on live. So make sure you write your first and your last name in the chat box if you didn't already, so that we have your name, because we're going to put everyone in a little hat and draw it, and then we'll email you and let you know who got the oil, and get your address so we can send it to you. And we're not sure which one we're going to send yet, but it will be a surprise and it will be a good one. So Jen or Laura, anything that you guys want to add at all, or that I didn't cover?
I don't think so, no. I mean, I learned a lot from Jen's introduction too.
It's all good information, and it's really
weird. I should have got my notebook.
Yeah. And I just did a video on this too, but I just want to throw this in. I think it's really interesting. It might be a little scientific, but when you go down to it, everything in the universe, including us, is made out of energy. So if you look at, like, we're all made out of cells. Our cells are made out of atoms. If you look down at the tiniest piece of an atom, it goes down to, there's nothing there. It's like we're little balls of energy. And so emotions is our energy in motion. And so it really like flows awesome. And it's cool to see, like, so much is influenced by energy. And, you know, the essential oils, like, they're super high energy. They're awesome. So really great for helping shift emotions to higher energy and helping you get yourself to a higher energy, which is good for manifesting things that you want. So, you know, taking action in your life that's going to help you move forward and create the things that you really want in your life, and the relationships, and, you know, the financial stuff, and anything you're really looking to change or create. Like, they're just really a cool tool. And like we said, they're not, you know, a magic potion. Like, you use it with all the other tools that you have, but they're powerful. So
Yeah.
we all love them. Yeah. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat box. And otherwise, we'll wrap up. And like I said, if you guys are interested, just send us a message, and we'll set up a time to chat with you about the oils and get you started if you're interested in trying out the oils, because you will have so much fun with them. Each time I get a package of the oils, I'm like freaking Christmas. I open them all up right away, and I'm like sniffing all of them. I'm like so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them in the diffuser.
Yeah. I love them though. Like, they're so awesome. And your whole family will love them. Like, anyone sniffs them and they're just like, I need some of these.
Yeah. It's better to get them in person. Like, I talk to so many people about them, but it's not until they actually like start using them that realize like the quality, and they get the benefit of the enjoyment from it. It's super tough to like send that over the camera, but it's like you've just got to use them, and then you're off and running, and you'll come up with a million ways to use this stuff. Like I said, the tea, like putting a lavender drop of oil in like tea is like, it is amazing.
I'm gonna go try that. Like, right after this.
Yeah, and like peppermint, I have peppermint tea, and I put the peppermint oil in it, and then I have a peppermint infused honey, and it's like I can't leave the house without it.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah, and you can definitely cook with them too. Like, you can make salad dressings. They have basil oil. You could do basil.
There's oregano.
Oregano. For those of you who came on late, I mentioned earlier I made brownies when I put peppermint in them, so they were chocolate peppermint brownies, which were really good. I've even put them in yogurt, like plain yogurt, Greek yogurt, peppermint, and a little honey. Like, oh my gosh, so good. So there's like 1,000,001 uses for them, and they're kind of addicting.
Yeah,
they are.
They are, for sure.
A good addiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
A healthy
one.
Yeah. So I think we're ready to wrap up, unless anyone had any questions. And make sure you wrote your name in the little chat too.
Yeah, I'm writing down everyone's name. Who is the Galaxy tab? Just make sure you put your name in the chat, just so I know who that is.
Yeah. And did anyone write down everyone's name?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay, good.
Yeah, I can't see them on my phone app, so I'm hoping that Jen got them.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I have everyone down. I'm not sure. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies, everyone who joined in, and we had fun doing this, so we're glad.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah, so thank you for showing up tonight.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And like I said, if you want to try out the oils, just send whichever one of us you know an email as far as whoever invited you, and we're happy to help you, get signed up and try out some awesome oils.
Oh, Kristen, the offer, the 3 free oils.
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh, thank you. So this month till the end of October, so when you sign up with doTERRA, if you place an order that is at least $200, which, believe me, you will be happy that you have those oils, because it comes with you can get a really cool kit that has like all the most important oils in it. But they're offering 3 free oils in October when you sign up with a kit of $200, which is like an awesome offer.
They're the big ones, Kristen. Yeah. They're not the small ones. They're the big ones.
So they're the big full-size oils, which is 15 milliliters, and it's Balance, which Laura talked about for anxiety and helping you calm down. The other one, the liquid Xanax, so I can't get better than that. Citrus Bliss, which is a mix of different citrus oils and vanilla. I love it. I have been using it, mixing it with the coconut oil and putting it on my body when I get out of the shower every time, and I'm like in love. I use it in the place of perfume, and it smells so good. And then the other one is Serenity, which is another really good one for helping calm down. It's really good for before you go to sleep. So you get those 3 oils free, which is like an awesome offer, but it's only if you sign up till the end of October. So if you're interested, this is an awesome time to go ahead and sign up, because you will get those oils with your kit. So really a good time to do that as well. So thank you for reminding me about that. I even wrote it down in a big star, and I forgot.
Does anybody have any
excited about everything else?
Does anybody have any last minute questions?
Yeah, anyone? All right, let's wrap up. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we hope you have an amazing night. We had fun, and thank you, Laura and Jen, for everything you offered as well.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, we'll see you guys all soon. Hopefully, we'll probably do some more of these, so we'd love to have you join in. We'll talk about different ways you can use the oils. So
yeah,
we had fun. So have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.
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 Bye.